Here we go. Here's a project for you. It's a Rab Audio ProRak LS840. This thing is around $400 from Sweetwater. It's a desk. My last desk was also Rab Audio, much larger one that was around $1,300 mark, which I used it for a bit, but at the end it had quite a bit of limitations, and it was a bit too large for my needs. And anyways, so I sold it to a local guy. And anyways, recently I purchased this one, and it's actually, the paper is also sitting on it, but I didn't put it entirely together. The reason is the exact reason of this video, which is modifying this thing to my personal needs. So let me just introduce what this desk is. I mean, you can see it online, obviously, much easier than this, but simply it's a desk with a keyboard tray, and it is kind of like 2 rack space kind of length. I mean, it doesn't pass that much of that kind of size. So you can see that it's quite compact in that sense. And it has 4 rack space for 8 U units in total, and it has a quite nice leg shapes that feels modern and nice enough, and also has a separately installed kind of like a feet, which I'm gonna come soon. Why this desk to modify made sense was basically really that kind of that design originally. Anyways, let me say what the plan here is. So I have this desk has obviously, again, 4 rack space, and a work platform and a keyboard tray. So what I am thinking is 4x4 is not really enough for me. Simply put, you can see that I taped it already. I'm gonna cut it from here and from here, and then I will be adding 4 more spaces. So what's gonna get 4, 4, 4, 4, which is quite a bit of a thing. And that still leaves me enough space. You can see that this is standard A4 paper, larger than that, which is important because in the future I might go back to, I used to, but I might go back to again, a lot of fingerprints, by the way, sorry for that, but that is the price tag says something about it a little bit. But it's cleanable. I remember from the previous desk, which is the same exact material from the Rab Audio. I don't know if it's a cleanable. Anyways, so this is basically, it's a good amount of space for me to put a controller, like soft tube or anything like that. I can in the future if I wanted to. So if I want to kind of sort of mix with the controller, I can do that while I still have a space to put my mouse and keyboard, things like that. So the 4 important changes that will help me, hopefully, in theory at least right now, because I didn't start yet, to achieve what I'm trying to do here. Again, first step will be cutting this 4 rack spaces. That's modification number 1. Number 2, I will be angling this thing, which is really the reason why I got this desk. So let's put it this way. Right now, I installed it with only 1 screw. Normally it is 2, obviously to be stable. But I did that so that I can actually measure what kind of angle I want. So just to show you guys. So if I do this, well, it goes, quite as much as you want, of course. And then I will have to drill somewhere, hopefully not so ugly, to keep this thing stable eventually. Before I purchased this desk, I had 3 drawings that I did. And on one of the first drawing was this desk is actually leaning backwards, right? Which is this tray becomes, way going against the where you're sitting, which wouldn't work. So the idea was like, how about I cut it from here and put the desk space down, which was the hardest part, hardest option. So number two was basically, I don't know, probably you guys are not going to follow whoever is watching, if anybody. Probably I was thinking that will be a little bit harder. So second one was, how about I basically I keep it the way it is and I just cut this part, because this platform being so high, which is old school way of putting the monitors and stuff, I just don't want that. I want the speaker stands and hopefully my monitor is separated. Anyways, so I want it to be like, instead of this platform, angle cut and put the platform down. That was one idea, and that I don't know if I was achieving much with that. So I said that, okay, how about make a compensation of those both ideas? How about I lean this thing actually front, which gives me an angle, and I did calculate it around 6 to 9 degrees is happy medium for me. And once I do that, of course, this top becomes awkwardly shaped. And then again, cutting it from this triangle thing, let me just put this back so it doesn't fall. Cutting it wouldn't be that of a problem if I angle it front. And that's the design that I'm going with. But with that, of course, the problem comes then that your keyboard tray is also. But that also has an option, because this thing can be installed in a certain angles. Right now, it is angled, but it's not enough. So I'm planning to modify this, where this kind of will go even higher, this kind of go a little bit lower. Therefore, to compensate that 6 to 9 degrees, my keyboard tray will be also going, which I want to at the end up with a parallel standard keyboard tray. And is there any other thing that I didn't mention? Again, the number four modification is, again, number one, cutting the rack spaces. Number two, cutting this area and putting the entire platform going down. You might think like an Argosy desk type of thing or whatever, or the mastering desks have this, which I kind of always like, because you can put whatever you put in your angle, you can see. You see that there's for example, if there was a platform, I wouldn't be able to see the bottom of that monitor. But if I actually cut it, I can actually see it from where I'm sitting. And number three, angling this thing to the front and opening a hole there. Again, hopefully not an ugly one, and which I think it will be fine because I won't be able to see it from the inside. And number four is making this the right angle. You might ask a question like, hold on a second. So if you're going to open the hole here and a rack space is coming, this tray is not going to go all the way back there, which I already thought about it. And I actually don't need that, because I'm not planning to have a full-on just analog mixing type of thing, or a digital mixing, actually, we can say, without even a touch of a mouse or in need of a keyboard. So I will always need that. And to me, which means that then my keyboard tray will be always open, because I always need it. And even if I needed to push a little bit, I calculated I can still go in about like 5 to 6 inch, which is from the fully open. In this case, this is 12 inch exactly. If I go back 6 inch, I mean, this is kind of good enough. By the way, you might think that why are you doing this thing, this angling thing? Is just to be feeling cool? Well, maybe it is, but I think that one of my concern is not just angling this, but when I angle this thing towards me, I will try to be as stable as possible. Obviously, the top rack gets closer to me. So you see that now, I still cannot touch it, but let's say that probably right now around 9 degrees, you cannot see it, but I can, my fingers actually are touching already the knobs. And if if this design was the way it is, which is like a flat, right now, not even flat, but then in order for me to reach, I still need that, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 inch distance, which means I have to go front, which I kind of don't want to do it because I'm like, it's such a small workstation. Why do I need to lean forward for just to reach to that kind of thing? I don't think it makes too much sense. That's one of the main reasons why I'm planning to angle this thing. And thank God to these legs, the way that they designed it, it allows me to do that kind of modification. Anyways, I made it too long. I don't know if this is any interesting to anybody, but yeah, I'm gonna try to post the next video, which probably will be about cutting those 4 and just putting some either empty rack space things and whatever, just to test it, how it feels, how it looks like. And after that, I think the second step will be cutting the top. And hopefully those stages I will be able to make some short videos and upload it. And if you're interested in buying this specific fan or something else and just to entertain some of those ideas on your own projects, well, good for you. Yeah. So, by the way, yeah, let me know if you have any suggestions or anything that I am probably missing. You're thinking, hey, you know, that's a bad idea, X thing you're trying to do, and just let me know. I will be more than happy to take the suggestion. Yeah, thanks for watching.